Welcome to the AECI Plant Health Podcast, where we have conversations that help you unlock nature's potential.
Now, there may be several causes of yellow leaves on citrus trees, and the most common causes are nutrient deficiencies, moisture, status of the soil, diseases, and other factors such as saline conditions in soil and water, including leaf age. But in this episode, AECI Plant Health, Dr. Stephan Verreynne, Advisory Manager, delves more into the causes and nutrient deficiency of yellow leaves. Stephan, it's great to have you with us on Farmers Inside Track.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, Octavia.
I'm very excited to learn more about color change on citrus leaves. Why would the leaves of citrus trees turn yellow?
There's a few reasons why, but the question is relevant for commercial citrus farmers, but also often by homeowners would ask this questions. A lot of homeowners have lemon trees in their garden, and some of the information that I will share will also be relevant to other types of tree as well.
So what may be the cause and what can be done to alleviate the problem?
So the most common causes of yellow citrus trees leaves turning yellow are nutrient deficiencies, the moisture status of the soil, diseases and other factors such as saline conditions in the soil and in the water. And then an interesting one is the leaf age. I'm going to elaborate on each of these factors. So in terms of nutrient deficiencies, looking at possible nutrient deficiencies, a very important question should be asked first.
And what is that question?
That question is the deficiency in the old leaves? Is it in the young leaves? Or is it in all the leaves? This will help in identifying the type of deficiencies, because for mobile nutrient elements, the plant deficiencies will normally develop in the old leaves, while for non-mobile nutrient elements, the deficiencies will develop in the young leaves. So another question to be asked also is the yellowing spread all over the leaves evenly, or is it only in part of the leaves? For instance, some deficiencies are only between the veins, and some deficiencies only show on the leaf tips. So nutrient deficiencies normally causing a yellowing of the entire leaf or a big portion of the leaves is nitrogen, sulfur, and iron. So nitrogen deficiencies show the general leaf yellowing mostly on the older leaves, because nitrogen is a highly mobile element in the plant. It moves easily from the older leaves to the younger leaves as the younger leaf grows, and then the symptoms would show in the older leaves. To rectify the problem, a suitable nitrogen source can be applied, so that's easy to rectify. The second one is iron deficiencies. Iron deficiencies normally show yellowing of younger leaves, but the veins stay green. So these iron deficiencies are generally correlated with high pH soil, and it can be corrected by iron applications to the soil, or it can be rectified by rectifying the soil pH. So reducing the soil pH will normally alleviate these iron deficiencies. In home gardens, the problem normally appears when trees are planted into building debris or building rubble, like cement, and that normally increases the pH of the soil and it induces these iron deficiencies. The last one there is the sulfur deficiency. It shows similar symptoms than a nutrient deficiency, but we see it very seldom in the field. It will occur on the younger leaf normally, and the application of a sulfur-containing fertilizer to the soil can rectify this problem. There are other two nutrient elements that also show deficiencies that causes yellowing, but this yellowing is not on the whole leaves. That is manganese and magnesium. So magnesium deficiencies causes yellowing of the older leaves, normally from the tip of the leaf, and there's a V-shaped area around the main vein or the petiole of the leaf that will stay green. These deficiencies can be rectified by foliar application of magnesium, and the manganese deficiencies shows intervenal yellowing on young leaves, but normally hardened off leaves. Most of the leaves stay green, except for in severe deficiency. It's really yellow, this intervenal yellowing. Manganese deficiencies can be rectified by foliar application of manganese, so that can be rectified easily.
And finally, What are the other non-nutrient related causes of leaves turning yellow?
There's about 4 non-nutrient related causes. The first one is the moisture status of the soil. Maybe it's because of not enough water. So too little water will rarely causes yellow leaves, but it will reduce the uptake of nutrients, and that will cause of other nutrients, and that may cause deficiencies, which may lead to yellow leaves. Too little water will also cause little new growth or poor growth. The main culprit with moisture status is too much water. So that's normally a bigger problem. So over-irrigation pushes the oxygen out of the soil profile, and without the oxygen, the root uptake and root growth is reduced. So root uptake of nutrient is reduced, and that might lead to yellow leaves. The oxygen deficiency in the root zone also puts the tree under stress and makes the tree more susceptible to root diseases like root rot or collar rot, as well as nematodes. So that brings me to the second cause. The non-nutrient is diseases and nematodes. So trees with Phytophthora root rot have trouble taking up nutrients. So that's when you apply too much water, you get Phytophthora root rot. It reduces the uptake of nutrients. It reduces the root volume, and you have a few new white root tips. Leaves will start to turn yellow, and it looks very similar to a nitrogen deficiency. But in severe cases, the leaf can drop and shoe dieback can occur. Normally, this problem can be rectified by reducing the amount of water given to the trees, or to make sure that the soil dries out properly after each irrigation before it's irrigated again. Doing that will reduce your Phytophthora incidence. The other problem, nematodes can also cause root damage and reduce nutrient uptake, similar to what I've explained now with Phytophthora root rot. Third one is saline conditions. So extreme saline conditions caused by salts in the soil and in the water can also cause citrus trees' leaves to turn yellow. The symptoms, it starts from the leaf tips, normally shows dying leaf tips, and the whole leaf can turn yellow from the tips. So the symptoms appear also in home gardens, in trees planted in pots where fertilizer is applied repeatedly, but not enough water is used to wash out these salts and fertilizer out of the root zone. And in severe cases, leaf drop can also occur. So the last factor, basically non-nutrient factor causing leaves to turn yellow, is leaf age. An interesting fact is that citrus leaf has a lifespan of about 12 to 14 months on the tree. So if the lifespan is over, the leaves will translocate all its starch and nitrogen back into the tree before this leaf turns yellow and then abscisses and fall off. This is a natural process, but the number of leaves that turn yellow and fall off can be increased by any kind of stress. So be it nutrient deficiency, root disease, saline conditions, or suboptimal soil moisture content. So that's the end of the non-nutrients. So I hope this gave you a good idea of what to look for and what to do when the leaves of your citrus tree turn yellow. In summary, giving more water is often not the answer.
Thanks so much, Dr. Stephan Verreynne. And that's it.
Another production from Solid Gold Podcasts.